Hi, Morgan from Young People Cornwall again, here for the next video instalment of these sort of bite-sized CBT sessions that we're running. So the last session we spoke about addressing depression and low mood through a behavioural approach, and we spoke about doing more of what matters. Hopefully you can remember why doing more of what matters is important in the vicious cycle of depression. If you want, maybe you could pause the video and have a chat or have a think about that vicious cycle just to refresh it in your mind. So, doing more of what matters. I mean, what does that mean? What matters to who? And how do we find out what matters? So, first of all, the important thing is we're doing more of what matters for you, not for anybody else. And there might be things that are important for you to help with other people, and that's okay. But we need to really look at ourselves and say, right, what is important to me? And in what areas, you know? So we call these areas that we look at values. They are our values, our beliefs. If somebody was to look at you and you wanted them to describe you, they might say, oh, such and such is really into their sport. Well, in which case, their sport, that might be considered a value. Someone might say, oh, they're really caring. Well, again, that might be a value. So we're just going to look at values today, and I'm going to use some of my own values as examples just to try and help you understand. So if you haven't already got a pen and paper, maybe you could find a pen and paper, push pause on the video, go get a pen and paper, and you can jot down your values. And what we'll do in the next video, we'll be looking at what we do about these values. But first of all, the first things we want to do are, okay, we want to write down an area for me, an area for the things that matter, and an area for the people that matter. And these are the areas of our life that we're going to look at. So, what's a value under me? Well, the first one we're going to look at is, oh, a blue touch fallen off, hobbies and fun. So for you, your values around hobbies and fun. What do you do for fun? What do you do for your hobbies? The next area, physical health. How do you look after your physical health? And the last area, under the me section, looking after myself. How do you look after yourself? So, hopefully I don't run out of room on my door. Does that fit? Just. Right, so, hobbies and fun, a value. Well, for me, a hobby, something that I quite enjoy, is photography. Okay? So, I'm going to put that under hobbies and fun, and I'll explain a little bit more and give an example about how these values work. Okay? So, physical health. So for me, it's important to keep up some level of fitness. I'm not expecting to run a marathon in any record-breaking times, but some level of fitness is important to me. And looking after myself, I like to relax with music. Hold on a second, let's see if I can point this down. Whoop. Okay, so for me, relaxing with music is important for me to look after myself. Okay, so the next area, the things that matter. First one, education and work. Oops. Education and work. Okay, next one, everyday stuff. What's the everyday stuff in our lives that we need to address? that we value. And the bigger picture. So that's looking at exactly what it says really, the bigger picture, taking into account lots of other things. Okay, so for me, where are we at? Education and work. I'm a bit of a nerd anyway. I enjoy all things psychology, so expanding my knowledge of psychology. That will go down education and work. Oh no, I've covered up the everyday stuff. Right, everyday stuff. Now, those that know me will probably laugh at this when I say be organised. Being organised is a value of mine, although I'm not necessarily very good at it. And the bigger picture. So, obviously, at the minute, the news is dominated with the coronavirus and the lockdown stuff, but there are other things going on in the world. So I like to keep up to date with current affairs. That's a value for me with the bigger picture. So the last area, the people that matter. So first one first, family. Next one, can you guess? Friends. And the last one, important others. So my values for these are, in no particular order apparently. There it is. So I've got my ironing board down here with all the stuff on. So my value around family, simply to be there for my family. My value around my friends, where possible, to support my friends. And the last one, important others. For me, is to be understanding of people's needs. So, that's a fairly messy door. They are my values in all these different areas of my life. So for me, it's the hobbies and fun, physical health, looking after myself, the things that matter, education and work, everyday stuff, and the bigger picture, the people that matter, family, friends, and important others. Now your values might be completely different to mine. You might have some that are the same, and that's okay, because it's not just about what these values are, it's how we go about meeting them. And that'll be the next video. That's the important side now of the behavioural approach to working with low mood and depression. People struggle with everyday stuff and the bigger picture quite a lot when they're filling these out. So everyday stuff, I mean, I've got be organised, that's important for me and my work. For you, it could be anything. It might be things like showering or personal hygiene. When you're not motivated and you're feeling low, those sort of things can slip. So you can start to think about that. The bigger picture, I mean, it might be something like going to church or environmental affairs, things like that. And another one that some people often get confused with is important others. But that could be boyfriend, girlfriend, grandparent, anything, any important other people in your life. So if you can create this, and hopefully a bit neater than mine, and maybe in a book rather than on a door, in our next session we can start to talk about what this means and how we go about using it to improve our mood. As I've said in all the videos, if you really are feeling low and really struggling, there are people that you can ring, and those numbers should be included in the comments. on the videos. So anyway, until next time, take care.